Okay, this logic problem requires a lot of thought. You only get 1 mark for each part, so don't spend too long on it, about a minute per problem, roughly, maximum. We just need to think about what implies what. So, if you're given this information, can we write down this information and say that it's always true? Yes, we can, because this expression differentiates to this expression. Done. So P definitely implies Q. Does it work the other way round? Let's start again. If you were given this information, can we say that y is equal to this? Not necessarily, because there'll be a plus c, won't there? To go the other way, you integrate, but you have to remember there's a plus c if you do that, and therefore we can't say for definite that this statement is true. Yes, you're right, it could be that c is 0, but we don't know that for sure, and therefore we cannot say that Q implies P. So we're done with part 1. Part 2, I think this is a bit mean putting this on an AS paper, because especially AS maths and not further maths, because you don't learn about anything other than real numbers in AS normal maths. A further mathematician would have no trouble with this because they understand what it means for x to be real, or moreover they understand what it means for x not to be real. In this case, if you're told, let's start the wrong way round. If you're told that x is 2, can we say that x to the power 5 take away 32 is 0? Yes, of course we can. So there's no question there that Q implies P for definite. Does P imply Q? Again, if you're given this information, well, we could solve that, couldn't we? We could move this minus 32 to the other side, and then take the fifth roots of both sides of the equation, and you'd end up with x equals 2. Done. So they both imply each other. And then the last one, which I think is a bit tricky to think about, but try and understand what I say here. I think I'll choose my words carefully. If you're given this information, that log of y is less than 0, what does that mean? Well, we could e to the power both sides of this. So e to the power of ln y just gives us y, and e to the power of 0 gives us 1. So that would leave us with y is less than 1. Great! Well, that's this, isn't it? So we seem to have just deduced that P implies Q. Does it work the other way round? Well, if y is, let's say y is a half, because a half, that satisfies this. Is it true that log of a half is negative? Yes, it is true. Check it on your calculator. But what other numbers could we try here? What about 0? 0 works for this one. Does it work for this one? What's log of 0? If you type in log of 0 into your calculator and press enter, it'll say math error. It doesn't make sense to ask a log of 0. It's saying what power do you have to raise e to get 0, and there is no such power, so you'll get a math error. So it doesn't work. So sometimes Q can be true, but P doesn't actually make sense, and therefore Q can't imply P. Equally, if you let y be a negative number, such as -1, and do log of -1, you'll find a math error there. So Q can't imply P, so it's just the case that P implies Q.